All right, I forgot to put back to record that last one, but basically I connected one back over here. Let me slide this through. Heat that up a little bit. Perfect. Now, what do we do next? First of all, I'm gonna take a little shortcut here. Stop 1 second. And wash my hands. Okay, got my hands washed. Now this one is gonna go across that way. And this is the other one that's gonna go that way for the headlight. So these two are gonna go together. Now to do something nice for it, let's just be nice to it. Let's put it in a little, one of these tubings. Forgot the name of it, but you'll see what I am talking about. Let's use this one here. So there's a little trick that people use, and let me see if I can do it, because this one's a very small tube here. But let's see if we can make it happen. Because I would have to get a really, really little wrench for this. And I am not, because I just realized that there's a tip on that. But normally you could put your wire inside like a close-end wrench and slide this through inside. But I just realized it's not gonna work because I would need a big one to fit this part. So now I'm gonna have to do it old-fashioned way. Try this here. And somehow I know I messed up because I should have started more at the edge and I wouldn't even have to be doing this part. I messed up. So now I gotta push it in a struggling way. And open it up a little bit here. Using my finger here as a guide. Almost there, almost there. We almost did it. There it goes. Nice. And let me turn and direct this fan a little bit more towards me because it's getting warm in here. So perfect. Now this is gonna go across. This one gets eliminated. And this is gonna go across following this path of this other one. Some tape here will help so I could control this to be together. What happened to the roll of tape? Why do things disappear? I left it at the bench. Out of place. Let's go here and cut me a piece. All right, we're back. We're back in business. And just follow the same path as the other one because it looks good. All right, I'll have to get a piece of tape and tape it to that one so I could just pull it through. Because there's obstacles in the way. And can I do it? Yes, I can, but why struggle when I could connect it to the other one? To the existing wire. Right here. You see what I'm saying? I'm connected to one of these two that I'm going to be putting out. And why is my phone making all these noises? What is happening? Let me see. Alrighty. Oh, and now I'll call. Let me pause this real second. All right, back from the break. So we're gonna pull this now. Perfect. And then I'm gonna cut all these other zip ties for the old one here. So we don't need it anymore. No, gotta get over there to cut that one. And cut. That's the one going to that fog light there. This is gonna attach here. And that one will go to the fog light and this one to the light. I'm gonna use this tape since I'm here already to put this together here and keep it from moving. I'm gonna move this tubing here a little bit more before I fix it. Move it more this way. Oh, there it goes. Never mind. I had enough on the other side. Didn't realize that. Damn it. Did that for nothing and opened it up here accidentally. Come on, go back in there. There it goes. This tape just got messed up. I'm trying to tape this up and this just to use it up, but never mind. I lost all stickiness with my fingers all full of stuff. All right, let's put a couple of zip ties here to kind of have this in place already. I'm not gonna tighten them to the end. I'm just gonna leave them loose in case I gotta shift a little bit to the left or to the right, that wire. And I'm gonna put one over here. Now this went through somewhere on here. There was a little gap to pass this to the back. Oh, there's one gap up here for sure. There it goes. And then this one. It's gonna drop down to there. Actually, I'll just pull it down with this one to go the same route that this one went down because it looks pretty good where it's at. I'm gonna get a piece of tape to pull that one down. Oh, going to the wrong side there. Now, I can pull that wire. See if I could find it without going under there and looking. Oh, got disconnected. It hit some resistance there. Oh man, no wonder. It's actually a zip tie holding it there. It would have never gone through. Let's try that again. Let's see what this old piece of tape is gonna hold now, because it's coming off already. Because my hands are full of all this dust here. But it made it. It made it. And let me just take this off already. Trash. More trash. All right, so things are looking a lot better, more organized already. This is gonna plug in right to here. Remember, there's only one, this one does go only in one position. It has a little thing there. Now, should I use that harness? adapter or leave that one or what. Let me see. So I was just gonna leave that one, but now I realized that the new one is thicker, the wire. So let's go with the thicker wire. What in the world keeps that locked up in there? Damn, don't tell me you gotta stick. I gotta put a screwdriver in that hole. I've never seen that before. Normally you just unlock the little thing and push a tab. That one looks a little bit more fancy. Fancy Nancy. Let's see. Maybe that's what I'm thinking. Yep, that's what it was. Wow. New one for me. Now why you don't want to click? Wow, when it's one, not one thing is the other, huh? Why would it not just click? I'll tell you one thing. These things don't look exactly aligned the way these are. They're more offset to the side of where the clip is. These are centered and these are not. What the heck? Maybe I should just keep the one that was working. Let me see. Those instinctively, I knew to leave the one. Look at that. It was an instinct. Like sometimes you want to leave things the way they are. That right there was a good instinct. Leave it alone. And then these lights. What way do they go? Big one to the top or what? Didn't pay attention on that. Let me see if I see a picture. A picture around here. On the image here, they had the big one going to the bottom for some reason. I don't know if you can see it there, but the bigger bulb facing to the bottom. But let's go online and see some images before I mess it up and do it the wrong way. Or actually, we got some other images here, and they're all with the big one to the bottom. So should I trust this? By the way, the lights have a little bit more in the manual than the fog lights do. So should we trust the process? So this says to put it according to that one, it would go like this. Oh my goodness, this has a little tab here too, no? Something that kind of lets it fall into place, or is this my imagination? I see like a little groove there. Oh yeah, it does. So would it even allow me to put it upside down? Let me see. One, two, three. If I were to put it upside down, oh, it wouldn't align. So nope, it actually, it is like that. It only lets you put it one way. Right there. Now, we gotta get the little bezel and the little screws. Should we start off with 2? And this is with the torque 15. Where did it go? Where's torque? 15. Does anyone know where I put it? Anyone? Anyone? I feel like Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Anyone? Anyone? Here we go. Let's see how this wants to play and cooperate. All right, time for the cover to come off. Enough protecting your cover. Ring light. You had enough protection for today. You are now exposed to the world. There we go. Bezel coming on. I had the top. Even though the bezel, I guess, could go however, it does have a seam, and I want to put the seam to the bottom. So that's why I spinned it around. Come on, fall into place. Little tabs. How good and accurate are all these tabs? I guess aftermarket sometimes wants to play games. It's these 3 tabs there that are being a little pain in the butt. Come on. Don't be so complicated now. There we go. I don't even think I've ever taken so long to change a headlight in a car. So, Jeep is special. Let's just say that. Then again, this is like taking off the whole fixture. You know, it's not like just changing a bulb. And in most cars, I bet changing the whole fixture would have some work to it. Oh, there's no way I'm gonna get that bottom one without dropping the screw unless I tape it up to it. My fingers are not gonna reach back there. Even this one can play games. This is too tight. Remember this, again to the beginning of the story, this grill should come off, but because of having the winch in the way, I would have to remove the whole bumper. And it's not going into the slot. Mother. What in the world is wrong with that? Did that tab break in the back or what? Oh my God. Nope. Don't know what happened. This bezel also has a specific position that it goes in, and it was aligned with the wrong hole. It was funny that it aligns with a hole, so that's why I thought it was in the right place. But it's a hole that's too big. It's not, no screw goes in there. What's the purpose of that hole? We'll never know. The engineer that designed that got fired for making that extra hole. Unnecessarily. That was an unnecessary hole. So yeah, it is the specific way this goes. This is amazing. So the bezel has a specific position too. For anyone trying this at home. My struggle is your advantage, as you learned from it already. How'd you like that? So now, we got two more to go on the bottom, but those, I'm gonna have to put tape, a little piece of tape, just to hold it enough and then release. So I'm gonna use the blue tape. Two little pieces of this blue painter's tape. It's probably gonna do the trick. Here's how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna barely grab it. So when I pull away, I take the tape with me, because there's another method that I go like this to a tape through there, and it's perfect, and it wraps around. But a piece of the tape will stay here. It would be visible here. So I don't want that. Problem is here, I gotta come in at an angle, because the grill, again, is bothering me. See? Took it back with me. See if I could reuse this little piece of tape. Or do I gotta get another one? Yep, looks like it's gonna work. I think this one's a little bit easier. The other one, the grill's more in the way. Damn, there's no tape. Tape wanted to stay there. All right, I'm gonna take a break. come back. Gotta get something to eat. Okay, I came back and I've gone ahead and pushed that wire down and connected this light. The same method I connected that one. And just remembered to turn the camera back on. I was getting lunch. I'm gonna go ahead and tighten this up here. Let's see now, the same little tab situation here. What is it with these tabs that makes it not want to cooperate? This is insane. When it doesn't want to plug in, it just doesn't. Oh my goodness. And forgot to turn on the fan. That's why I said, oh my goodness, because I was suffocating here. Now, what I don't remember was that I plugged that in and turn it. Because I just did that over there. I don't remember on this one. Yeah. And screw on that other little piece. You know what I'm talking about? This one. I was just checking to make sure I have plugged it in. Kind of feels like that plastic in the front. This one here shrinks. Or this is a little bit too well fitted there. Super fitted. Yep, that must be it. Now to get this right the first time, because I'm trying to do it twice. The two short ones. So there's two real wide ones, and then this one's wide too, and this one too. But the two short ones go towards the top. I have to have this bezel here ready, so once it's perfectly in place, there it goes. I can get this bezel right on there. Hold on. Thought it was the two short ones to the top. And was it to the bottom? I'm gonna go crazy here. No, two short ones to the left. So I guess that one was to the right. No, this is to go crazy. You make it so complicated. Why you gotta complicate my life? Oh my goodness. Now again. What a pain in the butt these little things are. Man, let me check something out, because this can't be that difficult. Let me get a caliper and measure. How thick these things are versus the other one, because it can't be that difficult. That's what it is. Those things are. It's incredible. They're off by a little bit. It's just a little bit, but of course, if I didn't have this stupid grill now, I'm already getting mad at it. Probably be easier for everything to fall into place. But yeah, this is off somehow. You know, I know this wire is not going to be in my way, but let me pass everything a little bit more back just in case something else here stupidly being stubborn. Even though I feel that it's these things not aligning. Oh, there it goes. How crazy. It just fell into place. Man, I feel like taking it off to just looking and see. Oh, hold on. Oh, that's not it. Okay, let's go see here. The last one down there, the inner one is the worst one of all. I just put on the other screws, but I had paused for a minute. But the inner one is the one that with this grill in the way, just because I have the grill in the way again, I have to tape it up so the screw won't fall. If the grill's out of the way, no issue. What the heck? I love this grill in the way so much. It's become my favorite friend. So anybody could take off the grill, take it off. Obviously, you have to take off the bumper, like me, because of the clearance here with the hitch. I mean, with the winch. It's another issue. But other than that, take it off if you can listen to me. It will make life easier. It's another piece of wire I brought for something else. And how's everything else looking around here? Let me see. Under there now. Because I forgot where I'm by over here now. It's my life. So this one, you haven't even removed this fog light, that's why. So we still got some ways to go over here. Alrighty. Let me pause 1 second here, take a break. Alrighty, so let me take actually, I don't need to take a picture. I was gonna take a picture of how it looked from new to old. But no, it's actually on video. So I could just snap picture from the video. So I'm gonna have to zip tie everything in the bottom, you know, make everything nice and tidy. And before I do the last thing down there, which is gonna be after I do that light, by the way, which is connect the turn signal to the halos. So now I gotta go struggle with that over there. Why I say struggle was because, remember, this were a little bit of a pain in the butt in the sense of the screws that I can't get to them. Two of them pretty tight, but man, let me, before I turn the wheel the other way, let me unplug. Because this is the turn signal only. Let me see how this goes here. So I can splice for the turn signal of the halo. So first of all, lights. And the fog lights are on there. Let me hit the parking lights. Let me see what happens. Now it should be everything off because it's just parking lights, which that bulb is out. Let me check the back. Wait a minute. Let me make sure that bulb is out or not. First of all, unless this has the 17 fuse and the other one, they're for different things. Because I have that light out over there too. So now I'm thinking, let me give this a shot first before I start thinking that it's out. Let me put the fuse back in, which I hadn't yet to put it in. And maybe one side is on one fuse and one side is on the other, who knows? Let's give it a shot. Oh, what do you know? What do you know? One fuse is on one and one on the other. This is incredible. Left side on one fuse and right on the other one for the tail lights and running lights. Not the turn signals, that could be on different fuses. Turn down the headlights. Working beautiful. And then everything is changing this one. And then wiring it up for the halos up there, which is the separate wire. Actually, hold on. I see now the fog light should have turned on already, the one on the other side, because it was only the halo on a minute ago. That's all. Do the lights have to be on? Oh, hold on, because I have high beams on. Maybe that's what it was. When high beams are on, fog lights won't turn on. Yeah, perfect. Look how nice that color. Like a yellowish color, or amber. So it's looking good so far, everything. Just have to change that one down there. Put the turn signals. And see what I'm gonna do about the power here. Should put another one of these stop piggyback fuses in there. Figure it out later. But I'm definitely, I don't like this running it all the way to the battery, even though it's fused. I'd rather go into the fuse box. But anyways, let me see what I was doing here, which was getting power from this turn signal here so I can have the halos do the turn signal action too. Okay. How does this now come off? Okay, got a little red tab to pull back. And then I gotta press here, I presume. Alrighty. So there are 3 wires coming here because it has ground, turn signal, and running light. Now I gotta figure out which is the turn signal to splice into it. So I gotta take off the tape off of this harness. So I could expose some wire because this is taped to the edge. And I'm gonna need a knife. Too tight. Wow. How nice and wrapped this is. All right. So I got it exposed now from the cover of the harness. You know, like the one that I added to the top there. But now the wires within inside that harness are taped. They did a good job here. Of course, it makes it more difficult to me, but good job. Can't complain. All right, now I got the 3 wires split up. So black, and then a white, and a white with stripe. Of course, the black has to be ground. So, which is the turn signal? We shall see. What I'll do is that I'll do process elimination because turn signal will be blinking on and off, so it won't give constant power to my meter. So I'm just gonna put running lights and see which one has power, and then I know the other one will be the actual turn signal. That makes sense? That's how we're gonna do it. That's how we're gonna do this. Come on, figure it out. Stay put. Man, oh man. Stay put. There he goes. So let's get ground to the black. And by the way, this might not work. I might have to get little skinny things to go in these holes, but let's see if it'll reach. Okay, I already know the middle one is 12-volt constant right now, which means the turn signal is the outside wire, the one with the stripe. So the black one, which is all the way to one end, obviously ground. Let me reconfirm. The black one all the way in one end is ground. The middle one is running lights, and the other extreme white one at the other end of the 3 will be the turn signal. So I'm gonna splice into that one. And so I could have a turn signal on the halo. Now, don't want to cut it completely. So what I'm going to do is use this to just back up the wire a little bit and wrap around and solder, please, and then tape it up with the special tape, that the elastic one, that actually the one that pulls, and you'll see what I mean in a second. But so you can understand what I'm going to be doing to that wire, because I'm not going to stick a camera in there. It's impossible. What I'm going to do is that wire is going to the, like this wire is coming from the car harness. There's a terminal here, you know, the connector. I'm going to come right here and do this. And I'm going to come and wrap my wire right there. So I'm not cutting the factory thing. Just pushing it over a little bit, wrap my wire there, solder it, and tape it up. So we said it was the one at the end. I get this in here because I haven't peeled this off too much. Very little bit here. I did it too little. Try it again. All right, give it about a 1/4 inch there. And there, we're gonna come in with the yellow one. How much are we gonna cut here? Just need enough to make it up there. This much. While I'm at it, might as well cut the other one. And on the male side, because what I'm keeping is the male, because the connector there's a female. Here we go. That one's for the other side. And we're gonna wrap this around. But first I'm gonna put something in between. So let me get my little pointy thing, and what I'm gonna do here is in that part that I split, I'm gonna stick this in there, open a little hole. So this one is gonna go right through it and then wrap around. And then I'll show you the tape that I use here, special tape, not regular electrical tape. The electrical tape dries out and it's not the best thing to use. Tape that I use is the one that actually your house, if you have a service that comes from above a telephone pole and not underground, so where your wires, the wires from the street, from that pole, when they come into your house at the top, you know, then it comes down into your meter. There you'll see a tape wrapped around. I'm gonna show it to you in a second. So that tape is special. Super special tape. Very expensive actually. Also, now I'm gonna solder that also there before I put the tape. So there's no connectors. And this type of connector that you could use here, like a crimp one, that you use it in between, like when you're not cutting a wire and it'll just kind of like go like that around it. I hate those. They used a lot in trailers and they fail all the time. So the best thing, in my opinion, is to cut this up and solder it. I mean, not cut it up, like open up cut up the plastic, open it up like that to the side, and put the wire there and then solder it. So even though I'm soldering, the only reason why I did this to pass it through the hole and to hold it like that is just for it could stay in place while I do all of this, because I'm working in a real limited environment. You know, very limited space environment here. So I want it to hold good, because you can wrap it however you, once you solder it, it's done. But I made that little hole to stick it in and wrap it so it could hold on good while I went around and went ahead and soldered it so it could hold to itself. So this tape, I'm gonna show you now, actually doesn't even have glue. It holds by constricting against itself. So it comes in rolls, different widths, and they're always gonna have a cover. Because the way it works is, instead of being glue, it's very rubbery. And the way it works is like this. You stretch it out and you wrap it around whatever you want, and then it pulls itself into itself. But let me wash my hands, because even though it's not glue, the rubber of itself kind of like sticks to itself in a sort of way when it pulls back. So I don't have all this dirt in my hands. It's not good. So you can go to, whether it's Lowe's, Home Depot, or whoever you go to, they have that tape. It'll just be that costs us, I don't know, 6 times what a regular roll of tape costs. So you stretch it out to the point where right before you feel that it's gonna break, and then you wrap it around whatever it is you're gonna be doing. And then it starts to like shrink against itself and hold, and it adheres to itself. But again, you look at any house that has power coming in, other than underground, you know, the one that comes in through the roof of your house, you have like a pipe sticking up with the wire from the street coming in. And you'll see that there's like what looks like a lot of rubber wrapped around that part coming in. It's this tape. And they have it in all widths. Like this one was what, like 1/2 inch or whatever it is. It's 1 inch, 2 inch, it's really thick ones. Because a lot of this is used always for like some industrial applications, so it's very common to see it in very thick. So wrap it around and it's gonna pull itself. What they do at the end piece sometimes is they make a knot against itself. You could do that too. But this is looking good here. The reason we don't need ground from here to that halo is because remember that whole fog light itself is already getting ground from the regular running light connector that it originally has, you know, or not running light, a fog light connector. So there's already ground there. All we're getting here now is the turn signal. It's kind of hard getting this in here now because remember I added a bunch of tape to this, so it's thick. Where are you? Now let's connect it. And let's see. Gotta put the key on, I believe, for the turn signal. Super cool. Woo woo. Looking nice, looking nice. Perfecto mundo. So that's the good news. Everything worked out as planned. Because, you know, sometimes things don't work out as planned. But anybody that is connecting this things that need to tap into wires and all that, you're watching this video, you're on the good roll here, because you don't have to like figure out which wire, for example, coming out of that turn signal is the turn signal versus the running light. And with that said, I wonder why they just didn't say tap into the same light that has running lights too, or run a wire all the way to the fuse box. And I already did. I'm gonna leave it like that because, obviously it has its own fuse now and everything, but yeah, that makes no sense. It could have just tapped into both of those here. But that was kind of stupid or unnecessary to be running all the way over here wire. Really unnecessary. And right here, this one has both things that you need. Go figure. Now let's do some, what's it called? Housekeeping. Pick some of these wires up, because by now there's a whole mess of wires here. We want to be neat. And once we have the cover on and everything, we're gonna go ahead and sorry, the zip tied there. We'll just put it back into perfect place. But first, want to have that cover up, which I'm not gonna do it until I put this back, and I can't put this back until I tap into this one too, because I have a little bit more wiggle room right there, the way it is. Let me turn the steering wheel left now so I could work better on removing this fog light. Let's go. Let's go at it real quick. At least now I know what I'm doing on this side. Oh, and again, I forgot that I really wanted a flashlight. So I am working 50% blind here. Because when you take away 50% light and then the screw is black and it's, there goes it fell. It's attached to a black thing. Everything is just dark, hard to see. And this bottom ones feel like if they could break the head off. I don't want to do that. So let me, this one's even harder than the other one, on the other side. Let me go ahead and spray it, just in case. I'm doing, where the heck is the penetrating oil? Dun, 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 dun. Use this one right here. I don't know where the spray is at, but this is penetrating oil in a little can. can't see crap. And does anybody know where I left my phone? Anyone? Where in the world? Just trying to get the flashlight from it. Let me put pause on, see if I can find it. Okay, we're back. Got my phone. And let's see this little flashlight here. What I can see. It's so dark in here. Damn, still hard. I have to get the little impact gun here. Same thing for the other one back there. The only other one that might come out easy is the top right one here. And get some lights so I can see what I'm doing. I don't understand. There's so many brackets here in the way. So when I tell you that it's complicated, trust me on it. This one's even more of an angle for some reason than the other one. That I think I'm gonna have to remove the whole bracket. Because I don't see on this one that I don't know, for some reason, the angle is definitely not gonna reach on this one. Trying to see if I could bend it or something. If I could bend it down, maybe I can reach it. Man, that's not good. This one's not good. It's like it's shifted more towards inside, and there's a beam here that puts the screwdriver at an angle too steep. Too steep for it to go in straight and grab. So on this one, I think I'm gonna have to remove everything, the whole bracket. Let's go with that. And that looks like it's an Allen. Let's give it a shot. Come on, Allen, come on. And also need to cut some straps there. Let's see if it's metric or standard. That one's wobbly there. It don't work. That means that it is not this set. Which means it is metric. Yep. Let's see what this is. What the hell? 6, so it's 5. I saw 5 there, but it didn't say 5 mm. How weird. Is that nut welded to the piece that is on, or is the nut spinning? It's like it's welded to the piece that is on, because it's not spinning. You know, it's part of the bracket, the nut. Okay. That bolt is longer than I expected. So guess what? No struggling here, so you know what that means, folks? Coming with the ratchet, electric one. So I felt like I was just gonna come out a few turns, but nope. You wanna play with me? Say hello to my little friend. Let's take out all these straps here because I'm kind of holding everything together. One down. Let's go. Now, let's see if this with bracket and everything fits now. Next thing you know, it won't fit. There it goes. So here's what happens. These 4 bolts, these 2 are blocked by a piece of the beam there where the bumper attaches to. And then the screwdriver, just like on the other side, instead of being straight in, is at an angle like that. But the angle over there was just a little bit where I could still grab good. And here it was like that, so it would jump. Let's go ahead and remove this here. And this was the actual bad bolt here. That one's hard. It's just jumping. Same thing. Let's do it with the impact so I don't have to be pushing so hard and struggling here since I have it out already. Everything could be easier. What did I do with the little impact? Okay, right here, folks. I was looking at something there. A lot easier with this, huh? Look at that jumping right there. I knew it. I'm putting it forward. I don't know why these things were getting rusted up. See what I mean? That these nuts were, they wouldn't spin because they were part of the bracket. They're welded there. So in case I needed it, I took it off, even though I'm pretty sure, I know this one brought a new one, but it's my life. So this, now the crazy thing is that this going up, which is the way that it was, it's no good because if I had to adjust this, I can't, because this, maybe in the factory bumper is different, there's an access to go through. But here, I'd be better off having it upside down because I would be able to go through from the bottom. So, let's see here, align these. Boom. You see, so you could go either way. And it will be we'll be putting it upside down how it was before. I don't, or unless the people that put this on before put it wrong and it's actually supposed to be down always. But I don't know. I just know that with this bumper, I can't access it from the top if I had to do some adjustment. You know, some vertical adjustment there. If they're pointing too high or something. So I'm putting it down, this bolt. so that I can adjust it. Wait, this is the wrong thing here. So yeah, it actually might be easier to just take this bracket off. I mean, I didn't want to do it on the other one because I thought sometimes you get complicated with these bolts rusted or whatever. But no, it was actually easier. Dun, dun, dun. Wait, would this one hold it too? No, because it has, the reason I'm checking is there's 2 holes on the top one here. But no, you gotta use of the 2 holes on the top piece, you gotta use the top one. And I guess on this side, it's the same, yeah, the same thing. So on this top tab, it's the top hole. So I couldn't show you this before over there because it's working behind that hole there. But now here, there's space. Now, oh, forgot that I dropped one in here. But there's still one unaccounted for because I don't remember. I only remember dropping one. So where's that other one at? Did I drop 2 in there? Anybody notice? Anyone? Anyone? Again, Ferris Bueller's Day Off. And the teacher saying, anyone? Anyone? Where's that magnet at? Did I put it away or I left it up here? Oh, left it up here. See if I catch anything back there. If not, I must have kicked it around or something. And I'm pretty sure I only dropped one. Think. Okay, not here. Dun, 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 dun. I tighten these by hand to the point that I feel comfortable with. I don't like using the impact to tighten things with plastic, you know? I'll go fast to put it on first, but towards the end, it's better to do it by hand to get the, what I believe will be the right torque. If I don't find that bolt, I'm gonna have to look for one. So, and if I go back in the video, I know if I dropped another one in here. Yeah, let me go ahead and pause this and see if I can see what happened to that bolt before I go searching for one.